There's so much to do in Destiny 2 that even after 10 to 15 hours of gameplay, I still haven't seen everything that this game has to offer. This being said, I've played enough to realise that this game is much better than the first. I wasn't one of those players that bought the original Destiny on day one. In fact, I didn't even have a console back then, but it was one of the first games I got when I bought my PS4 last year. Now, it was a fun shooter to play, but there really wasn't a good enough story to get me hooked. It turned into one of those games that I would leave for a couple of months and then get back on it when I needed a break from other games. The first thing I noticed about Destiny 2 is it's much more story focused. The game starts off at the tower, which was one of the community sections from the first game, during a massive attack by the Red Legion. After fighting your way through the tower and killing loads of enemies, you get to meet their leader, Dominus Gall. He robs you and all the other Guardians of the Light of the Traveller, which is the essence that gives them all their superpowers, and basically leaves you for dead. So remember, if you import a character from Destiny 1, don't get too attached to those already unlocked upgrades, because you're gonna lose them by the end of the first mission. It's not long before you get your light back and you start to upgrade your armor, your subclass and your weapons. You have to complete milestones before other activities are available in the game other than the Red War story missions and side quests for whichever planet you're roaming. This stops players from jumping straight into the multiplayer when they start the game, as you need to complete milestones first. Also, strike missions can't be activated until much later on in the game. You can keep track of your milestone progress by pressing L2 on the PS4 controller in the director screen. As well as the Red War campaign, there are loads of side quests on each planet. Rather than just being patrols like in the first game, these feel more like mini story missions that will often take you to different areas of the planet and have you defeat mini bosses to complete them and unlock extra loot. To give you an idea of how good these missions are, if the main missions feel twice as good as the missions in the first game, the side missions feel as good as the main missions in the first game. The benefit of this is you don't actually mind playing them because they're fun and extra loot in this game is always a bonus. Whether you're doing a campaign or side mission, it's very easy to get sidetracked in this game. There are community missions that will appear on your way to an objective, and you'll find yourself fighting alongside random strangers to achieve a task and to win some loot. Just like in the first game, loot is very important to your character's progression. Loot will include better armor, weapons, and tokens which can be used to increase your reputation. Higher ranked weapons and armor will increase your total light, which will allow you to take on stronger enemies and missions, as each mission has a recommended light level. You can even upgrade your subclass, changing the way that you play. For example, the Warlock can create a healing rift, which will restore health to anybody who stands inside it, or a rift that will increase the weapon damage. Once an upgrade is unlocked, you can switch to it whenever you want to from the subclass customization screen. This comes in useful in both single player and multiplayer. The first thing that I noticed about the multiplayer was that opponents now take a lot less shots to kill. This was an issue for me in the first game, as it seemed that higher ranked players were a lot harder to kill, and it took some determination to keep on going. As for the game modes, there's nothing original here that I haven't seen in other games. Clash is basically team deathmatch. You kill the opposition and the first team to hit the score limit or have the highest score when the time runs out wins. Survival is the same as Clash, but you have a respawn limit, so whichever team runs out of respawns and then is completely eliminated loses. So pretty much team deathmatch from Gears of War. Control is basically domination from Call of Duty, where you score points from controlling the different flag points around the map, and whenever anyone is killed in Supremacy, they drop a crest. When a player from the opposition collects it, their team scores a point, or their teammates can collect the crest to prevent the opposition from scoring a point. So basically, it's stolen Call of Duty's kill confirmed. Countdown involves planting a bomb at one of the bomb locations if you're attacking, or defusing or preventing it from being planted if you're defending. So it's pretty much demolition from Call of Duty. And the moral of the story is, if you're looking for multiplayer, just get Call of Duty, because PvP just feels like an added extra without any real substance to it. Multiplayer may be nothing special, but you got strike missions which are much better. They're basically PvE activities which require 1 to 3 players, and they're similar to story missions but a lot more challenging. They'll have you fight through hordes of enemies before reaching the final boss, which will be the biggest challenge for you and your team.
Go down, bitch. Go down, bitch. Go down, bitch. Go down, bitch. Get your ass.
Once you've defeated the boss, you and your team will be rewarded with a loot box, and trust me, you will have deserved every bit of that loot.
Victory dance.
There are a few things I don't like about this game, but they fall under the nitpicking category. The character creation at the beginning of the game is crap, with very few customization choices, and for some reason your guardian doesn't speak.
Have you got that? Say you got it. Say something.
Fine, I'll say it. We got it, Cade.
PvP is only 4v4. I've seen a couple of glitches in the 10 to 15 hours gameplay, but considering how big this game is and the number of players, a couple of glitches isn't bad. To me, the graphics look pretty much the same as the first game, but this may be different for anyone with a PS4 Pro. The homecoming mission looked a lot more polished, but this was probably because it's been featured in the beta and they wanted to attract more players. Although the multiplayer is nothing original and they could have come up with some new modes, the campaign, side mission and strikes were done at such a high quality that the PvP is just an optional extra, and with future content being released for the game within the next few weeks for free, my biggest problem is going to be finding time to play it all. Overall, Destiny 2 is a great game that needs to be played by anyone who loves shooters, and I'm giving it 9 out of 10. If you enjoyed this video, please show your support and hit the like button. If you want to see more videos from Destiny 2 or any of the other games that I play, hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching.